It's the Seawolves and Red Wolves as A-State plays host to Stony Brook to start the 2026 season. A very seasoned catcher, and they've got Jackson picked off, and no harm done for Richter as the 2-out walk gets picked off before he throws a pitch. This one hit out to shallow left, and that's going to drop in front of Jackson for a 2-out base hit. First of the season for Ingskov at Arkansas State.
Yeah, I think that was an opening day strike. Everybody's working out some kinks. We talked to Bo after the game about that one.
And now we've got a ball.
Yep.
Yeah, Ingskov spotted that, as did the first base umpire. That's Todd Henderson. As the 3-2 is maybe a little higher than the 2-2, and
yeah,
it's a walk.
I would love to go back here. You know, we tried to show a replay. Y'all would show that again. That Patrick Ingskov actually called the balk before the umpire did.
As first pitch he sees went through the 5-hole to the backstop, and now both runners are in scoring position.
Especially when you have both runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
A-State has gone ripping at 2-0 pitches all 3 times, and this one got over Zamperone and is off the top of the wall. Both runs are going to come in to score on a 2-out RBI double, a 2-run double by Griffiths to put Arkansas State on top. He lays down a bunt out past the mound, but Worley, a good recovery to get him. That was a nice play because it looked like it was just out of the reach of Worley, and he got himself out of the inning. Tomlinson Stadium as this ball is hit into shallow right field, but Griffiths comes over and grabs it, and that'll do it for Stony Brook in the second. He's up in the count, 3 balls and a strike, and he takes ball 4 high. So a couple of strikeouts for Worley, but then he loses Amundsen to a 2-out walk. One of those balls he hit out back in the fall in that game we mentioned. As the runner goes, Amundsen's going to end up sliding into second without a throw. And Quiller hits it the other way into right field. They are going to bring Amundsen around. The throw gets through, and he is safe. It's an RBI base hit. Quiller moved up to second on the throw, and A-State's up 3-0.
So nice piece of hitting there, fastball over outside part of the plate, goes the other way with it. And it's a 1-hop throw from right field. Not sure why the catcher wasn't able to handle that, but he didn't come up with it cleanly.
Full count, and it's a swing and a miss. So Michael Worley ends up striking out the side. And he gets the punch out at the knees for strike 3. Next from Worley. Another slow leg kick, and boy, he drops a hammer in there for a called strike. So he strikes out the side for the second consecutive inning.
You got it.
There's the first pitch of the inning, grounded to third. Nice play over there by Cougar Cook.
I'll argue all day long. Great play.
And he goes first pitch swinging, hits it out to center field. Here comes Ashton Quiller to grab it on the trot. It's a 3-up, 3-down, top of the 4th.
Trying to put some firepower on this team to where you can have some innings to where you don't have to grind it out old school station-to-station baseball.
Another 2-2 after a long look by the pitcher, and that is roped into left field for a base hit. Martinez just patiently waited on the pitch that he lines into left field, and the first 2 are aboard here in the 4th.
So your runners can advance.
That one went all the way to the backstop, but came right back to the catcher, and I thought he was going to have a chance to throw, but he put it in his pocket, and the runners move up to second and third. As you see that one.
Yeah, that got nothing. I don't know if there's a glare out there, but I mean, they didn't even get a glove on that ball unless they got crossed up.
Now they've got the runner at third in a rundown, and the ball came loose. Jake Henry Williams will score to make it 4-0 as the Red Wolves get off the hook.
And he ends up running into the glove. It's a nice job, off the bat. You're reading that, and if you're told to go on contact, but you can see kind of how he kind of puts his arms out there and knocks the ball out of the catcher's glove. Oh, nice. Wow.
And he hits that. He went down and got that into right field for a base hit.
Yeah,
Martinez scores. And he swings at the first pitch and hits a rope out of the ballpark for a 3-run blast by Walton, and it's 8-0 A-State.
Well, Arkansas State was able to sneak a run across there, and all of a sudden the floodgates come open. Ashton Quiller sets the table, and Luke Walton absolutely puts a charge. 6'4", 200-pound second baseman, left-hander, absolutely ropes it out of here.
As there's a look right over the heart of the plate, and he didn't miss it.
Oh, he didn't miss it at all.
1-2. Called third strike, and the inning is over, but the Red Wolves do damage in the fourth.
The snow would clear. We had mounds of snow here in Jonesboro about 2 weeks ago.
That put several inches of snow, then with a layer of sleet on top of it that just kind of kept it around. There's a grounder to third. Cook makes the play at first. Runners out, but the lead runners in scoring position.
Moving on that fastball slider.
Here's a grounder left side, and that got through both infielders. Here is the throw that's going to sail over everybody all the way to the backstop. And now the runners will move up to second and third, so it's an RBI base hit for Zamperone. Swing and a miss. Jackson's down on strikes. Stony Brook strands a couple, but the Seawolves get on the board.
Oh,
that ball is hit toward the gap in left center.
Oh, wow.
Sliding catch is
Great
a
play.
dandy by Matthew Jackson out there for out number 2.
Thinking that ball was getting in the gap. The ball was hit well, put a charge into it. But a great job by Jackson tracing that ball down, and very nice play.
1-2. Popped up. That is on the infield. The third baseman, Schaefer, rightfully calls the pitcher out of the way. He'll deal with Chance Doty. And he hits it through the left side for a leadoff base hit. And he walked it. So 2 on, 1 out. Here's a slow chopper left side. It's trouble, and Garrison did his job, but swing and bunt's going to load the bases with 1 out.
So it's very important to keep your foot on the gas here if you're Arkansas State.
2-2, hit it. Garrison lost that one, and now it's an 8-2 game, and the bases are still loaded with just 1 out. And that ball is hit a ton, and that's going to get out of the ballpark for a grand slam. And the only thing Carson did was almost outrun his base runner at first as Gell was watching that leave the yard. And that 8-run lead is down to 2.
Yeah, Andrew Allen got ahead, 1-2 fastball, tried to overpower him with a fastball, and ended up pretty much putting it right down Grand Central, right down the center. Carson gets every bit of this baseball and allows Andrew Allen to supply the power, gets the bat head out, and drives the ball out of here, and certainly changes the trajectory of this game in just this 1 inning.
And a grounder over to third. Cook throws across for out number 2. The 1-2. Grounder right side. Second baseman Walton fields and throws, and that'll do it for Stony Brook in the 6th, but not before the Seawolves come howling right back into the ball game. Man, he had that one run right in on his hands and fights it off, but it's a ground out to the first baseman. Jumpers into the game and aboard at first, and that's hit back to the mound. Panarello, I thought he was going to just run it all the way to the bag. He flips to first for the out. 3-2 is hit out toward left center. Quiller drifting back just in front of the warning track. Makes the catch for out number 1. Brings home the 2-2. Grounder left side behind the bag. Long throw for Walton is a bullet in time. Fist bump from Martinez at first. Lane Walton with a gun across the diamond keeps Arkansas State on top by 2.
But see this ball that's tattooed right down the line, and Cougar Cook has to go across the line to get that in foul territory.
Martinez is. He's down the count 1 and 2, and he is gone swinging. So back-to-back strikeouts for Ty Panarello. Starts out with a strike from Weimer. The 0-1 is hit out to first base. Martinez to Weimer covering the bag, and they're 2 down. Liner up the middle. Walton had him played behind the bag and gets the out. Well, A-State was in the right spot defensively to get Zamperone and shut down Stony Brook.
For the back end of this bullpen, that's trouble.
That is trouble with a capital T, and Quiller is aboard with a 1-out infield single. There goes Quiller. Inkskoff swings and misses, and the throw is not in time.
It's whether or not he slid into his glove and made the tag, because Quiller actually made a great slide to avoid the tag. He probably would have got him, but I want you to watch the end of this play right here. As a fielder, watch the fielder come back and try to tag him again.
Which is
That's
sort of
usually
telling on yourself.
it kind of tells you, like, hey, I missed him on the first swipe. But this is an unbelievably athletic slide by Ashton Quiller. I don't even know if you call that a slide. And it has to be indisputable. And that's just, like I say, you see the ball beat him here, but I'm not exactly sure a tag was applied right there. And so he's chasing him right there, and it almost looks like it beat him. But the umpire, probably the best view of anybody was the umpire, because he probably saw the gap right there in between the glove and Quiller's leg.
And he will be called safe. The 2-1. Grounder through the left side for a base hit. Here comes Quiller. Here comes the throw. It is not in time, and the stolen base immediately pays dividends as Inkskoff drives in a monster insurance run for A-State.
That is a huge insurance run that Patrick Inkskoff picks up an RBI.
And he looks at strike 3, and that'll do it for the Red Wolves, but they get an insurance run here in the bottom of the 8th. Weimer's next. Just inside. It's a 1-out walk. The 2-2. Chopper. Weimer hops off the mound, fields and throws over with the flip for out number 2. The runner gets to second.
Well, I just saw that whole novel come through.
The 3-2 is low and inside, and Stony Brook's going to have the tying run come to the plate with 2 outs in the 9th.
The big 6th inning helps things, but they have certainly hung around, and that's trouble.
That is trouble, and that's down in right center field. 1 run's going to score on an RBI single by Coffey, and so Stony Brook gets the run back. A-State scored in the 8th. Pass Turner behind the umpire. Inkskoff throw was too high. It pulled Martinez up off the bag. 1 run comes in.
That is a tough play by Patrick Inkskoff. He tries to play it off of a shuffle instead of running through that ball and throwing on a run and have a nice at bat here.
He hits this in the air to right.
Off the end of the bat.
It was out on the end of the bat. It's grabbed by Griffiths, and Arkansas State, by the hairs of their chinny chin chin, it's the Red Wolves over the Sea Wolves in game 1 of the doubleheader. Until then, for Andy Shatley and our crew in Jonesboro, I'm Brad Bobo. Thank you for joining us. Remind you, the final in game 1 is A-State 9, Stony Brook 8.